population growth rate is 3%, give or take, in Nigeria for almost the last half decade. Okay, so we need to deal with that issue so that let us get a body together where we're looking at the national interest, national development interest, that transition from a pyramidal structure. That's the structure of our economy, and it's the structure of poverty. It's bottom heavy with millions and millions and millions of poor people, almost 110 million poor people in Nigeria who are not consuming up to $2 in a day.
There is an option. The option on that, at that level, at that pyramidal level that you're talking about, the bottommost part, is where the government has structured an MSME policy.
Precisely.
But there seems to be a stagnation of that. Access, again, has become a problem.
Yeah.
Would you attribute the access to these monies as lack of information, or maybe the people need to be more informed about how to go about it, just so that we have that segment viable, and then that can help to grow the economy? What are your thoughts?
The fiscal side, or if you like, the broad government, because really that's the broad government, all your MDAs, the ministries and things, as against the central bank, okay? They are doing something right now in agriculture, for instance. If they get it right, if they can keep at it, and if they can grow what they're doing, okay, and not let corruption come and scatter everything, we might get a big relief on the growth side through the agro value chain. I hope they really succeed, because they are doing some fundamental things. We're going to cut down, if they succeed, as I guess they will be, at least over the short term, we're going to cut down the billions of dollars we used to import rice alone, okay? And if they do it very well in all the other subsectors, okay, of agriculture, we may well cut down on the huge bill of importing food across the board into the economy. So that saves some dollars. But these are all, again, here and now problems. These are problems of how do you get out of, you used to be Division 3. Let's use football analogy here. You used to play in Division 3. Then suddenly you drop from Division 3 out of the league completely. Okay? And you're trying to get back onto Division 3. But remember, Division 3 is not your ultimate objective. Your ultimate objective is to be able to play in the Premier League. Am I correct? And the Premier League is for this economy to get into an industrial, advanced economy. And let me tell you, there's a risk, there's a danger. We are running a risk. We don't have all the time in the world as we used to have. In those days, in the 40s, 50s, 60s, every country in the world had the next 50 years. But suddenly, the coming together of the digital revolution and the artificial intelligence revolution, which is called the fourth industrial revolution, with its many disruptive technologies, okay? These new technologies in AI, robotics and things, they are even disrupting how you produce, what happens with your production plants. When, as an investor, a major investor, an industrial investor, when you have invested all these billions or hundreds of millions of dollars, and you have set your plans, you have set your financing strategy over the next 10 years, which is the kind of minimum horizon big companies use, then these disruptive technologies come, suddenly they make you uncompetitive. Anybody who uses that on a smaller scale is producing better, cheaper, faster, higher quality goods than you. So this is what we are facing. And if we don't quickly begin to prime our economy to look at that larger picture, okay, where the world, by 2030, 2035, any economy that is still struggling, you want to build an industrial plant, you are going to invest heavily in generator, you are going, you are done for, you are gone. Because there will be no point in anybody in those kinds of economy investing in manufacturing a car. There will be no point, because the Germans will hit town with world-class vehicle, heavily loaded, $2,000.
I'm thinking, because the analogy you gave about those countries that have those models, those agencies that brought them together and moved them from one dispensation to another economically, did they have the same kind of challenge that we have? Because I remember you have said previously that we don't seem to be structured for economic development in this country.
Yes, that's true. And we need to deal with, see, this is what I'm talking about. If we pull it together and say that is our objective, we really want to genuinely, okay, and sustainably transit this economy away, okay, from a pyramid to a diamond-shaped economy where most of society is packed at various levels of the middle class, middle economy, then we will deal with the issue of our governance structure, whether Nigeria is structured for development or not. And I can answer that question. I've said it before. The way we are structured now, this is not politics, please. This is not, federalism and things. The way we are structured, it is not going to bring development. Nigeria is not structured for development. It's structured for sharing resources, for rivalry among the small band of the elite.
How do we structure it for development?
If you want to structure an economy for development, you must be looking at the quantity and quality of efficiencies in that economy. Therefore, you won't have the kind of interesting structure we have now, where you have 36 governors plus Abuja. They have countless aides and this and advisors and that. You have even the 36 states.
So restructure the government.
They are rather superfluous.
Restructure the government, reduce the size of the government.
The cost of governance is still far too high. And you need to also deal with the question of capacity at the three levels of government. Okay? We have too many toxins, macro policy toxins, within the Nigerian governance environment. Too much of them. Okay? Macro policy toxins. We also have some constitutional toxins. We need to remove them, and that's why I say
we'll let you continue with that that thought. Just hold on for a second or two. We'll go on a short break, and we'll come back. We'll have the rest of the show.
Welcome back. Our concluding moments now, and let me ask this. I mean, time and again we see certain, I call it flashes of brilliance, or it actually is there. We've seen people manufacture or put together some sort of, cars. We've seen templates. We've seen different young people coming up with different ideas across the country. And we're talking about advancing, moving the country forward technologically as well, if we need to industrialize some areas. What are we missing?
What we are missing, again, are some of the enablers you need to get into the fundamentals, to get into that transition in an incremental and sustainable way. Over 20, 30 years, when you're producing, you are growing, you're building your technological and technical capability. Look, let me tell you, Eastern Nigeria, and I don't really want to get involved in all this politics thing, but if you look at it, Eastern Nigeria, the Enugu, Anambra, Abia axis, okay, is the industrial hub of Nigeria today. I mean, indigenous, autochthonous industrialization. They're trying, they're working, but look, they're investing in generators. They're investing in all these things that are profit killers, that are competitiveness killers, okay? So as long as this country of 180 million people, we're still talking 4,000 megawatts. I mean, it's laughable. Nigeria should be in the territory of 40, 50, 60, growing more than enough and having extra capacity, reserve capacity of energy. Do you understand? But we look at how long this country has been struggling with 4,000 single digits megawatt and all of it. We need to do that. We need to go back and look at our educational system. I personally worry, to be honest with you, I worry that we are not adapting our educational system, our skills training system, our technical capacity building system to start preparing for the fourth industrial revolution. It's going to be a very brutal revolution in terms of competitiveness. You cannot, it will make no sense to invest in any industrial production here with all your generator, your diesel, and all this wasteful sub-economy when people are producing those things at 10 times cheaper than the course we know today.
Always a pleasure to have you on. Mr. Bolaji Ogunseye is a sustainable development expert. Thank you for coming on today.
Thank you.
Let's take a look at some comments of yours before we draw the curtains today on the program, and let's see whether which we have quite a number of them. The old Bakare, he sends his tweet, says it's Anang's job to solicit the votes for Magu's confirmation. He should have advised the president to withdraw rather than lose.
And there again, Senate versus against the customs, and that Chima is now saying that the Customs Act has it that her board determines how every custom officer should dress.
And we've got Ikman who says the ERGP is a fair starting point for Nigeria. We need to build on it collectively. And Acham, is that her name? Amara. Okay, yeah, that's Amara. Okay, that's about it today. We appreciate you all. Thank you for letting us be a part of your day again today. We'll be back tomorrow. I'm Chamberlain also.
Thanks for watching. I am Gimba Umar.
Thank you. I'm Maokbe Ogun.